Welcome back to Veneer Creations Suncatcher tutorials, and this week we're going to be making a butterfly suncatcher. All the materials for this will be linked in the listing, which is linked down below, and other than that, let's get into the tutorial. Get your 50 centimetres of your 26 gauge wire, so your thinner wire, and also try and pick 3 different colours of butterfly beads with the holes down the centre there. They kind of go from the bottom to the top. These will be in your kit if you get in the kit. And then we just need 2 of your 6mm clear beads. So to get started, find the middle point of your wire, get your first butterfly bead and put the wire inside the butterfly like that, and then put it right down to the centre. So the butterfly is facing kind of up like that. Then what you're going to do is quite simple. You're going to put the wire in half, and then we're going to twist it at the bottom when the wire comes together here. So you can see that the wire's like this, and then we're just going to twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's about a fingernail length, just like that. Then you're going to get one of your clear beads, and you're going to do the same. You're going to put it onto your wire, put it about, where's my ruler, just so we know exactly where I'm going with this. So it's probably going to be about twice as long this time, which is about probably like 2.5 centimetres. But you can do it as long as you want these. But yeah, twice as long as this one, which is about 2.5 centimetres. And then you're gonna, can you see how I've got it like halfway up? So this length here will be 2.5 centimetres, and then you're gonna put it in half like this, and then you're gonna twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're gonna twist right to the base so these two meet. So can you see this one is longer than that one? Don't worry about the lengths being absolutely perfect, it doesn't matter. It not being the exact length will look nice when you put it on, but it's just to get a gauge of how I'm going to do this. Next, you are going to add a butterfly bead again. And I'm going to make this one probably about there. Add it about there. Yeah, so again, add it onto your wire. And I'm going to go just above where I've added that bead. So can you see? So it's in half and I'm just above the bead, which if you want to measure, because I know some people like to measure, is about 3 centimetres. And then I'm going to twist again like I just did, all the way down to the base. So as you can see, we've got a butterfly, a bead and a butterfly, and they're all slightly higher than each other. Now we are going to do the other side. So this piece of wire now on this side has shortened, so you're going to leave that wire because you're going to need that to wrap it onto your base afterwards. So we're using this long piece of wire we've not used yet. Now you're going to add a bead. And this bead we are going to do to the same length of this as this butterfly here that I've got in blue. Now in your kit you'll have random colours, so you might have chosen a different colour to put there. So that's probably a little bit longer than I wanted. So I'm putting it in half again, so I've got a length on this side and on the other side. And I want it around the same height as this one. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm happy with that. So as you can see, it's in half again, and the bead is at the top. And then I'm going to twist. And there you go. And now I'm going to add another butterfly around the same height as this bead here. But you can play around with what you want to do with your height, so make sure that your butterfly is the right way up. Then why do I want this butterfly to be? I feel like that's a bit low. I think I want it just below this bead that I just added. Yeah, so about there. And then I'm going to twist. Well, like I said, you can choose different heights, different lengths, but like you might like it slightly different than me. You might even do a better job than me. So now you can see, like when you're going to put it onto your hoop, you can move these around and make them look like kind of like clustered together. And that's why I like the different lengths. Complete 2 of these before you go on to the next stage. Yeah, as you can see at the end here, leave that open because you're going to attach this to your hoop later on. So I'm going to wrap the 4" now. And again, we just need the 130 centimetres of 24 gauge wire. We just wrap that on. 1, 2, and 3. So wrap that on 3 times so it's nice and secure. And then you'll have all your length there. Then I'm going to get one of my clear beads and just make sure it goes all the way down that wire. Sometimes you might have little like nicks in your wire, but if you just straighten them out, it should go down to the base of your hoop like this. Then hold that bead in place while you're wrapping your wire. So can you see that's nice and tight to that hoop? And you wrap once, and then get a clear bead. And then I'm going to wrap that on. So you wrap your bead on, then you wrap the wire around once with nothing on it, and then you wrap your chip, clear quartz chip that I'm using today. And then another bead. Hold that in place. Wrap around. So I'm coming to the end of the 4-inch hoop, and I'm just going to put one more crystal chip bead on, and then I'm going to wrap the rest of the wire around like that so it's secure. And as you can see, there's still a little bit of space, so what you can do here is just tug and stretch out very, very softly. So you're literally just stretching it so it covers the whole hoop. There you go. So that meets here now. So all you do is you just stretch it, take your time and you just stretch it so that it meets here. And that is your 4-inch hoop done. So I've got one of my 3-inch hoops here, and I'm going to wrap it in my 130cm length of 24 gauge gold wire, or golden wire, and then I'm going to wrap it. So I'm just going to wrap 1, 2, 3. So to secure it on, you're just going to wrap 3 times like that. Then I've got the beads I'm going to use to wrap it with. So first I'm going to get one of my little glass beads. They look lovely in the sun, these, and I'm going to thread it through right to the base of your hoop, and then hold that bead in place with these 2 fingers so that it stays on the outer part of your hoop, and then go round your hoop and up like that, and then round and up, and then that bead now is secure. Can you see it's moving around still? But once you've got all your beads on and you keep making sure it's on the outside, they'll kind of stay on the outside of the hoop. Right, now I'm going to get one of my clear beads. So clear quartz beads. So this is the real clear quartz crystal bead. So I'm just going to thread that through like we did before. And again, I'm going to wrap, holding it in place with this finger. So you wrap once around and then you add another bead. Can you see there? So I'm wrapping the bead on, then you wrap around again, and then you add another bead. So add another bead. Threading that bead through. Hold it in place. As tight as you can. And then round again. Ready for your next bead. So we're going to do clear quartz and then a clear bead and then clear quartz. Or if you choose a different, you can choose a different chip bead if you wanted to. But for this one I'm using clear. And you're just going to continue to do that all the way around while making sure that your beads stay on the outside of your hoop. And this wire should go all the way around. now we've gone all the way around and wrapped all the crystals and beads on, I'm going to wrap one more clear quartz. So I'm just going to wrap like I did before, and then you'll meet where you started and you just literally wrap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then you can use scissors or pliers just to cut that off. And then I just use my thumb to just make sure that's flat to the hoop. And that is your 3-inch hoop. And now I've done 2 of them. As you can see, they are slightly different. This is what I mean, like as long as you do them at different lengths, they will look nice. So now I'm going to get my biggest hoop that I've just wrapped. I've got a small one and a big one. This one is the 4-inch, and I am going to start adding this onto one of the sides. Now I like to add it where I've kind of like ended my wrap, if that makes sense, so where I've like twisted it on, so then I've not got too many bits of wire being wrapped around at the same time. So I'm going to pop it here, so one underneath one over, like that, and I'm just going to wrap it on. 1, 2, and 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap, so I've wrapped it here, and now I'm going to wrap it around this as well, so it gives it a bit of an anchor. So I've wrapped it around here, and then I've gone around this bead that's wrapped on the hoop, and I'm going to wrap it here. 1, 2, 3, so it's got an anchor. And then this piece of wire here that's on the back, we do the same. We wrap 1, 2, 3, and then this clear bead that's wrapped onto the hoop, I'm going to wrap on the other side of it as well. 1, 2, 3. I just think it helps to keep it in the same place. And then we are going to cut off these little extra bits. Be very careful. Don't cut the wrong wires, trust me, I've done that a few times. And then you can kind of like place out your stunning little butterflies there. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So we are going to, like the direct, so it's like directly opposite. I'm going to do the same again, so wrap 1, 2, 3. Then on the other side of this bead, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then the other piece of wire, we go 1, 2, 3. And then on the other side of that bead, 1, 2, 3. Then we are going to cut the extra bits off, being really careful again. And again, just fan out them however you want them. So you've got your stunning little hoop there. Now we're going to make our little Suncatcher hoop and put it together. So first I'm going to add a jump loop or split ring. These are split rings. You can use jump loops if you're doing your own equipment, but in the kit you get these split rings, and that is because these hold things together a lot easier and they don't come loose as well as like a split ring. Sorry. The reason why I use split rings is jump loops can come undone with the weight of a Suncatcher, so I use a split ring instead. So you can just do it with your fingers like this, or you can use a jewellery player. These are bent nose jewellery players, and then you just put that around. Can you see how I've popped that around the base of, I'll just show you again with my fingers this time. So you can pull it apart like this, and then I put it around the hoop. Oh, sorry. Pull it apart like this, and then I put it around the hoop like that, and then twist that onto the hoop so it's added like that. I'll show you again, because we're going to do the same on this one. So you can use your bent nose jewellery players if you don't have nails, or maybe you struggle with this bit. Pull it out like that, and then pop it onto your hoop. Be careful not to go under any wires, because that can happen. You want it to go over everything. Can you see? And then twist that onto the hoop. Wonderful. And then what we want is this jump loop that you've just added. You're going to add to the jump loop you've added there. So open it up. This is a lot easier. Open it up very slight and add it to that jump loop there. Or split ring. Split rings they're called. Keep saying jump loop. And that is them two added together. Now what you want to do is get another split ring and add it to the bottom of your hoop. So here, just add it the same way you just have. Now we are going to make our tail. So get your little octagon prism with 2 holes, open up your split ring and add it to one hole. Do the same on the other side. I'm going to show you with this now, this tool. Bent nose plier. And then add it to another octagon prism. And then another jump loop, so you've got this shape. And then one more octagon prism. And then one last split ring. So you've got 3 octagons there. Then I'm going to add one side, one split ring, so one side of that chain that you've just made, to the top hole here on this. Like so. And then you're going to do another chain, exactly the same as you just did there. So we're going to add split rings to each side of this. And then add this chain that you've just made to the bottom. So you're going to add it to the hole underneath that you just added your other chain to. So it's like in the middle of your moon shape there. And you just kind of twist that onto it. So it goes like that. So now what I'm going to do is grab your little bead chain and add it to your small prism here, and then close that up. So you have to open your beaded chain up and then close it onto your tier. So here again we've got a beaded chain. You can open and close these little links here, so if you can open it up like that, then add the tier and then close that up. And then what you're going to do is open up the other end of that beaded chain, so that little chain link there, and you're going to add it to these little holes that are on your moon that are still empty. And then you close it around that. So open up the link, put it into the hole, and then close that. And there we go. Then I'm going to get a double jump loop, get your ice prism, and then you're going to pop that into the hole there and then twist that on. And then I'm going to add that to the bottom, so this end. We're just going to pop this jump loop or split ring onto that one. So it's like that, and then twist that on. Then you've got your tail there. And then what you're going to do with your tail is this split ring that you put onto the bottom here, you're going to add your tail to that. So not this one that's joined the bottom one. And then you're just going to twist that on. And then we've got our big 40mm prism. This bit can be quite tricky, so open up your split ring and pop it into the hole there at the top. So you can use your bent nose pliers if you need to, and then twist that on. There we go. And then that, whoop. So this split ring or jump loop or whatever you want to call it here, that's on the smaller hoop, attach that to your prism. So it's attached there. Now all we need to do is get some string, about 50 centimetres length of string, and then add that to the very top jump loop that's on your biggest hoop. You're just going to add a knot to the top of that so it doesn't come undone. Cut them off. I know I shouldn't be using my jewellery pliers for this, but I'm just like that. And then I'll show you how this looks.